There's two ways to calculate from the Bible the birth of Jesus, Christmas Day. The first way is to calculate from John's birth. So John, we know from Luke, John was born 6 months before Jesus. There was a priest named Zechariah who belonged to the priestly division of Abijah. When his time of service was completed, he returned home, and after this, his wife Elizabeth became pregnant and for 5 months remained in seclusion. And in the 6th month of Elizabeth's pregnancy, God sent an angel, Gabriel, to Mary, and Mary conceived. So we have that in the course of Abijah, when Zechariah was serving, the Lord came to him through the angel Gabriel. This is a very important fact because from this fact, we actually have a timeline of when these events occurred, and this comes from 1 Chronicles 24. So it used to be that all the priests would serve in the temple at the same time, and this would cause problems after the Israelites were established and they grew in population. Once they got to a couple million people, they had so many priests that they couldn't all serve at the same time. It was just too many cooks in the kitchen. So what David did was he split up the large number of priests and gave them appointed times in order for them to minister in the temple. Now, there were some times where the courses, all the priests served at the same time during the spring festivals, such as Passover and unleavened bread, but all the other courses, they were each a week period. So we have Jehoram, Jedediah, Herod, Abijah. So we have the 8th course is Abijah. So we know that these courses are before him. These are all week periods. And we know during the spring festivals, each of them also had a thing happening. So what we can do is kind of jot this timeline down some. Nisan is the first of the year. So we get the first 8 courses plus the 2 weeks and the 3rd week for Pentecost. So this is Passover and unleavened bread and then Pentecost. So we have all of the priests serving during this point. So we have around 11 weeks or so before Zechariah was serving in the temple. And then he goes home, and in the 3rd-ish week of Sivan, he goes and he's with his wife. And I don't know, if I'm not with my wife for 2 weeks, as soon as I see her, so we can assume that immediately whenever he got home, they probably did the hanky-panky and then got pregnant. And then from there, we can count out 40 weeks, and that lands us in the middle of Nisan, around the 10th of Nisan, because this is around the 27th of Sivan. So around the 10th of Nisan, we have John being born. Well, then you can just go forward 6 months and get Jesus, which would be right in the middle or the beginning of Tishri, around Tishri 10, which is significant for a variety of reasons.